I'm now live with a runny nose. Oh, well, I got Will Hodges' pen. Oh, that's not Will Rogers. Will Hodges' pen figured out right here. He's getting a Parker 51 lustralloy cap and the gray aerometric body. That would make anyone happy. To me, this pen is the quintessential pen for the 51. It somehow seems, in a way, I don't know if it was the most common color. I seem to see it more often than I see black. But there's something very, what's the word I want? Very something. It's just, it matches, the color gray matches the black and white TVs of the era. I don't know. Something's right. Something is just right with this combination. Yeah, I know you want the plum or the green or the buckskin, but you'd be wrong. This is the one that you really want. And it's one of the more common ones, so there you go. This, on the other hand, is the Waterman version of the pen I just showed you, almost. This is the Waterman Taperite, and this is the pen that I most recently bought, and its nib is among nibs that I like the least. It's a little loud. It's not fine enough or flexible enough, so it's medium and inflexible. Now for me, that's the least interesting kind of nib to be. It could be fine and inflexible, and those serve a purpose in my book, but sort of the medium and inflexible, they're less, they want to write words that I don't want to say, or they want to draw pictures of things I don't want to draw. There's something about the line quality that they make that is a little too fact-driven and a little too simplistic. What would this draw that's fact-driven and simplistic? A blueprint for a sewer system or something. Even that's more interesting than what this nib. So anyway, I'm trying to learn what sort of things I would like to write or to draw with this kind of a nib. Maybe if I go outside and pick an area and around the house and try drawing. It's goddamn cold outside. Go outside and draw inside. There's a certain weight to this pen that I like, and there's a sturdiness to it that it seems to have and suggests. So this might be a pen that I could draw big machinery with or something. I've been going through memory lane in the sense of actually unpacking boxes of stuff that had been stored for years and years and years, the objects in the boxes, and then they had to be moved because we had a flood in the basement. And now they came back after being fumigated or whatever they are. And I'm looking through them and I'm finding drawings my father did that I never knew. He did a lovely little watercolor of me and my brother. He did a really nice drawing of a fish. Where's Mighty Mouse when we need her? Beautiful drawing of a fish. And so what I'm going to try to do is sort these out to a degree that I can and put them in a box or boxes and then have them saved somewhere, and we can go through it sort of. Maybe we can even do it next week at Christmas and just say, does anyone want this picture, this watercolor of Pierre Gustafson when I was 3 years old? Or my brother when he was 1 year old. And then when no one says yes, we toss it in the fire. I don't think we want to do that though. Flat paper is pretty storable. We donated dozens of boxes of books that were mainly mine. I was interested in history mainly. And I thought, I'm never going to read these again if I read them the first time. I kept some things, but I don't know where they're going to end up. The cabin has sort of one bookshelf. We could maybe put another one somewhere, but my brothers will be very upset about that if that were to happen. Because it's not that they don't like books, but the cabin is not, it's sort of used by way too many people. So everyone has their fingers in what goes where. And so there was a wall that would hold a lot of beautiful drawings or paintings or bookshelves, and it holds fishing poles. And there's nothing wrong with fishing poles next to a lake. And I have actually put drawings of fishing poles I did behind the fishing poles, so it actually looks nice, I think. But if we had another bookcase somewhere, I think that would be good. There are a lot of closets at the cabin that aren't really used as closets because we don't stay there the entire summer. We show up with a suitcase, put the suitcase on the floor, we take our clothes out of the suitcase and we put them back in the suitcase and come home. And so the closets that we have there could contain books or art. We have many big plastic buckets full of old photographs, which many can be gotten rid of. And the rest could be scanned and then 90% of the actual photographs could be gotten rid of. But, you know, ones and zeros, as much as I use them right here, there's a bunch of ones and zeros that are coming through the interweb to you. I don't trust ones and zeros all the time. You know, there could be some weird solar flare and all of our electronics will go south. And but my Victrola will still play. My pens will still work. My little photographs, Polaroid photographs of me when I was 2 can still be looked at. So anyway, there is some storage at the lake where we can put some things, I think, in plastic. I think if things are in plastic tubs that are more or less airtight, I think that they should be able to survive for a few years. Now, when my brothers and I are all dead, and my niece and nephew are alive, and what they want to keep out of this thing is unknown. I was very happy. My niece was here a couple days ago, and she took a lot of the artwork that I did in college, and some artwork my father had done that were framed, and she brought them home to her apartment to hang. So I was very, very happy. So thank you, Sydney, for maybe she was just making me happy and she put them in the dumpster on the way there. No, she wouldn't do that. She's an artist herself. She just posted on Instagram that she's selling prints. And they look like there's a collection of boobs and a collection of those things that ladies have between their legs, those flappy bits. And they're drawings that she did that are quite lovely. They're very simple. You know, the boob is a W with 2 dots. And then there's another set of boobs that maybe is 2 U's and 2 dots, and all different kinds of boobage, and then all different kinds of flappage, we'll call it. And they're arranged in a little grid, and it's kind of neat. So, what fun she's having. There's some books downstairs that I'm going to tear apart. Now, I know. I shouldn't be doing this, but the books are essentially falling apart. To have them rebound would cost like 10 times what they're worth. And even then, do you really need a Shakespeare set of works that's the size of a coffee table? Half the size of a coffee table. There were some really bad partial sets of encyclopedias that we had forever, from 1880 or so. And I just took the leather covers, the light brown leather covers off them, and I'm going to do some drawings on them, or paintings on them. And then they had inner paper that was, it almost looked like grosgrain fabric that was embossed and sort of shiny, and I thought they might make an interesting way to draw on. Maybe I can draw some fish. Wouldn't that be nice? Because they're kind of wavy and reflective. So if I have some blue ink here, maybe I'll try that out. So if a drawing that I do can come out of this encyclopedia set, that'll be good. Why is this not charging? Maybe what I'll do is do another live broadcast where the camera is aiming down to figure out a new system to do that. I guess the system is right there. That's what I used before. This house is a big house. There's lots of tables and spaces, but they're all filled with things. And this table right here, the kitchen table, is what is used by my brother and I to eat on and to do my paperwork, which is drawing, and Todd uses it for his paperwork, which is financial business. He sells houses and is dealing with the mechanics of my father's estate. And he also has his own paperwork with insurance and medicine and stuff that he takes care of. So and he needs the entire table to do that work. So I have to vacate, and I've moved my computer to a different table, but unfortunately I'm having some problems with my computer. I don't know if I trust it to work the way I want it to work, so I'm a little hesitant to use it right now on this job. I really should, though. I need to start it. I'll be back in Boston for a week only, in a week, so I will be able to do some of it there, and then I'll be back here for Christmas. For 2 weeks. Maybe if I do a little bit of it here, make sure it works, send the file to Boston, work on it there, make sure it works. I'm using 2 different Adobe Illustrator files, so that's where the problem lay. And then when I come back here at Christmas, I'll be able to do a little bit more on that job. It's drawing 20 or so buildings that MIT has. That they want a map of the campus with these specific buildings drawn. So anyway, I'll catch you later.
No, turn it off.
No, I'm done.